God bless y'all this morning. Thank you for tuning in. What should your religion look like? What is the religion that God would approve of? And obviously, when I'm talking about religion, I'm talking about the way that we live out our faith here in this world. What should that look like in a way that pleases God? James gives us some insight in James chapter 1, verse 27, when he says, pure and undefiled religion before God the Father is this. So he's telling us, listen, pure and undefiled religion, a religion that God approves of, a religion that God accepts, a religion that would honor God, he says, is this. And it has two parts to it. The first is to visit orphans and widows in their trouble. To visit orphans and widows in their trouble. So orphans and widows were, in the society of that day, they were the bottom rung on the ladder. Orphans and widows, neither one of them had any rights at all. Even the widow, she didn't get an inheritance from her husband, her dead husband. There was nothing that came to her. There was nothing that could be left to her. She had no capacity left to her to take care of her. All she could do was take care of herself. And what if she's older? What if she's unable to work? I mean, all those things come into play. And orphans, they had nobody. I mean, they just had nobody. So you're talking about two of the most needy people in that culture at that time. And he says, a pure and undefiled religion, a religion that God respects and accepts, is a religion that meets the needs of the most needy people in the culture, that visits orphans and widows in their trouble, that sees them and sees their need, that sees them and sees their destitution, that sees them and sees that they have nothing and that they have no prospects for anything. So a pure religion would minister to them. To the least of these, we often say. Pure and undefiled religion is to minister to the least of these. And the second part of it is, and to keep oneself unspotted from the world. Now, we always leave that part of this verse out. But the other part of our religion that we're to live out, the way that we're to express our faith in a way that God would accept, is for us to keep ourselves from being influenced by the godless ideologies that this world throws at us. Pretty soon we get a spot. The next thing you know, we're loving it and we're liking it, and we're pretty soon we're being transformed by it, and we're being conformed to the world. It's just, we have to make sure that we keep even the little bittiest spot of the ideologies of a godless society and a godless world from getting on us. We are to keep ourselves clean and pure before God. So how are we to live out our faith? How is our faith to be expressed in this life? In other words, what is a religion that God accepts? Pure and undefiled religion before God the Father is this: to visit orphans and widows in their trouble, and to keep oneself unspotted from the world. Try that on. Get out there in faith today. Love you guys.